Hey guys, it's West here, back with another episode of Laika Oreo. It has been far too long since I've made one of these videos. It has been about a month, maybe a little bit more, so we've made plenty of progress in the meantime. In the last video I talked about how I 6-starred Megan, and I was just putting Megan into my Giants B10 team. And since then, we have phased out Megan and put in our Galleon, because our rune quality just supports it just enough. Galleon's on some just really mediocre runes that are just fast enough and have enough accuracy to work in Giants. And I've improved the damage a little bit on Laika. He is on an attack crit damage HP build, so this rune is really good. And we got a crit damage enchant in the shop 2 or 3 days ago, maybe 4 days ago, and so I was able to get that. It was purple, and it rolled 6 out of the potential 7% crit damage it could have rolled. So this rune suddenly becomes a really insane rune on Laika. His rune quality is pretty good in my opinion. I'm really happy about where he's at right now at this point in the game. The biggest thing is this slot 1 rune is just insane with the 30% attack that can still be grinded and all that. But I really like where his build is at. He has 85% crit rate, which is like my bare minimum for Laika. And in addition to that, we have replaced Bella. So we've replaced Bella and Megan with Hua and Galleon. Here's my Hua currently. She's really fast. She's got okay crit rate, she's got high crit damage, she has the amount of accuracy you needed for Giants. The big thing I'm trying to work on is giving her more crit rate, but right now I think her rune quality is pretty decent. She has some tanky subs, even though, that wasn't a priority. Having some extra tankiness on her is nice, just in case there's a derp. So here's my team currently. Vero's still on this, cleanser build. So the big thing that we're probably going to do is replace some of these runes with faster runes as soon as we can, because we have some runes on Galleon that just don't have speed. But it actually hasn't really affected the run speed. The run speed is still really fast, even as such. So I think we're going to be good without it. We'll go ahead and show some runs here so you guys can get an idea of what's going on with this team. But I'm really happy about the way this team turns out. I'm really loving Hua because she's like an amazing safety net for Giants B10. And this is something I thought about probably a year and a half ago when I was first seeing Hua teams, and I was thinking, oh yeah, I get why Hua can be good, but she's still a fire unit in Giants B10. No, her attack bar reduction and her ability to CC whatever you need her to single target wise is really amazing, as well as her ability to focus down those crystals. The same way Laika is good at focusing down crystals, except in addition she provides continuous damage effects and a slow and attack bar reduction as well. So she really makes sure that you're not going to take any unnecessary damage, and anything that she doesn't kill with her hit is going to be killed by Laika in terms of the towers. So you can see we get the slow right off the bat on the boss. We have 3 units in this team that provide damage over time effects. So Vero, Laika, and Hua all provide some form of dots, and we have multiple damage dealers in this team. So even if our units die off and only 1 unit survives, we're pretty much always going to win because of the dots that we have. So it's got a safety net in its ability to deal damage, and in the multitude of ways that it deals damage. You can see there's a 1 minute 20 time. With the Megan team, it was about a 1 minute 40 to a 2 minute time, which was still an upgrade from our previously 2 minute and 30 seconds to 3 minute time. So we've basically cut our time in half within month and a half time, pretty much. So the biggest thing for this team is probably going to be speeding up Galleon. You can see my Lucian is actually really fast. He is almost as fast as my Galleon because he is on a speed, crit damage, attack, fatal set. So I think his attack is pretty good for this point in the game. Another unit where crit rate is a priority that needs to go up a little bit. He still has a lot of crit rate to gain. He still has a 5-star slot 4 crit damage rune. So there's still a lot of improvements for this Lucian. However, I'm really happy with where he's at right now, especially in terms of Giants. In a moment here, we're going to hop into Arena, but I'm going to play this over one more time so I can, talk about the turn order a little bit more. Ideally, Galleon would go first, and then the rest of this turn order would stay the same. I do like Hua as fast as she is, just because I constantly want her to have the ability to attack bar reduce and take down those crystals. However, having Galleon move first is really important because you do want that defense break, and even if not the defense break, the attack buff gives Hua just enough damage to one-hit those crystals, which is important for speed, I guess. But we don't lose any consistency, or at least not in the runs that I've seen, by having Galleon move, as slow as he does. However, that is a change I'm definitely making in the future. And this week I will be 6-starring another monster, which is probably going to be Galleon. I was thinking about Chasun as well, because Chasun for some Guild Wars stuff, and also for TOA. But, I mean, Galleon being 6-starred might help, although I don't see him die super often or very often in, Giants. I mean, if he dies, it's not really a huge deal, because he still is going to lap the boss enough times to get one time to loot off with, Hua's attack bar reduction and his attack bar reduction. So, I mean, as long as he gets his one time to loot off, his survivability doesn't really matter to me. Here's going to be like a really iffy run, but again, the dots here and Laika's Justice is huge as well. Laika's another good safety net in this team, because Laika cannot be one-shot by the Giant, so even with defense break and attack buff on the Giant, Laika's one of those units where you want him to get counterattacked by the boss, because that means it's, another unit isn't going to be counterattacked. But there's plenty of different safety nets that allow this team to survive, which is really, really nice. So farming has been just a joy on this account for the most part. So I did 6-star my Samath. Here's his current stats. I'm not really happy with his stats, but this is what I was able to obtain when it comes to my Despair Blade set. So this is attack, crit damage, attack. I got some speed subs. I have some good crit rate on him. His crit damage, could be better. His attack is okay, but his speed definitely needs to be way better. So I definitely have a lot of improvements, as well as accuracy, just because in terms of PvP, I do want to be able to strip sometimes, even though it's not a 100% chance of stripping. I also do want to land that cooldown reset on his second skill when I'm fighting Theos and Pernas, and you can see that he still requires quite a few more Devilmon, but I have given him all the Devilmon I can in the meantime, which I think, it's definitely helped his kit out a bit, so he needs like 6 more. I'll go ahead and show you guys an arena team before we talk about monsters in particular. This is a really iffy team, because they're probably going to be faster than me, and my Lucian isn't going to have enough damage to kill them, really. So if I do a team like this, no, I probably don't want to risk that. Okay, so a team like this, however, I think I can take down. But we take out Galleon, or maybe we could leave Galleon in. So it's kind of iffy, because we're not exactly sure how fast the Varad is, and if the Varad's going to cut in. Our Bernard is pretty quick, and I think, okay, we got first turn, it's fine. With the Samath lead, though, we cut in front of a lot of defenses. Let's see how tanky everyone is. Decently tanky, but you can see Samath hits hard enough to contribute something to the arena offense. So pretty much if Lucian doesn't take something down, Samath is going to have some extra damage to help with that. It's not always like a for sure kill if Lucian fails, but for the most part it works. Here's a team with a defense lead, which is like usually the prime targets for Lucians. It could be a Lucian trap where the entire team is based, or just has, stacked their HP runes for defense, but at this level I highly doubt that. So I can just go ahead and Lucian it, and you can see the Varad is really squishy or has really low HP. Probably weighted more on the defense side, hoping to do a little bit of damage with that team. But Lucian just shredded right through it with Samath cleaning up the scraps. And basically this is the team that I've been using to clear in arena. I haven't done any arena rushes yet, so I haven't really seen the full potential of this team. I know that it feels pretty good. Lucian's damage could definitely be higher, and I know fight runes are really, really huge in terms of increasing Lucian's damage, and I know that's not something to stress about at this point in the game, of course, because this is still, I mean, just barely into mid-game, in terms of this Laika account, but, that's something to keep in mind in the future. Fight runes will increase the overall damage of Lucian. Of course, I still have a lot to gain from rune quality, which is why I'm still in Giants, of course. I probably won't leave Giants until I am, solid into Fighter 3 on this account. So maybe 2 months, 2 months of hardcore grinding, constantly clearing TOA and having crystals to farm more is probably going to help this account progress a lot. Everybody in my main team in terms of, oh, he's not on Vampire. My team in terms of arena, all these units just look for Giants runes. Nobody here needs Violent to really work out very well. So I have so much to gain from Giants, basically, is what I'm saying on this account. And I don't really have any units that really want Violent or any sets from Giants as well. I mean, Galleon, yeah, maybe he's okay. He's pretty good on Violent, but for the most part, I just want Giants runes. And then out of Giants, I'll probably go right into Raid and start getting grinds for my account and see how that does. So this is what I've been doing in Arena. I've been grinding up, trying to get my glory towers up. I'm getting close to finishing up my energy towers, and that's just like a quality of life thing. Having a little bit more energy adds up in the long run, so it's worth it to have them all maxed out so you're as efficient as you can be when you're doing those refills. So let's hop into the monster box. I have quite a few 4-star max Rainbow Mon. I have a lot of 3-star max Rainbow Mon, so mostly what I'm going to be doing today at least is going to be leveling up fodder. Mostly these 2 stars are going to be turned into 3 stars and fed to these 3-star max Rainbow Mon. And I have a little bit of stuff in. So most of those are going to be leveled up and used as 3 stars to feed to the 3-star max Rainbow Mon, and I have quite a few more in storage. You guys may be able to tell I've been farming a little bit of giants in the meantime, which is why I have this large accumulation of 3-star max Rainbow Mon. Also, some units in storage that I have here. I mean, there's nothing really here that's exciting at all. There's nothing here that I'm going to build for Guild Wars probably anytime soon, if I even do. However, I do have this Mantura that I pulled a while back, who I'm going to be trying to bring up to 5-star for TOA, because we kind of have a shortage of monsters built for TOA. We have Lupinus on this account, and we have Spectra that can be brought to 5-star as well. So I do want to make some TOA monsters because our TOA progress is not really great. TOA hard 30. We got up to TOA. We got this far just by nuking, which is really, really surprising to me. So just by nuking everything that we can, we got up here with Hua, Raok, Laika, Galleon, Lucian. Along the way, we've sometimes switched 1 or 2 units out for a Vero and a Bernard, or put in a Bella somewhere, but mostly we were just able to nuke this far. And so I would like to have some support monsters built just so I can go a little bit further in TOA and possibly progress in TOA hard to around 50. 70 is the most ideal, but I'm not going to hold my breath for 70 on this account just because we don't have the support mons built and we don't have just enough raw damage in order to nuke our way there with some cooldown reducers like Mav. But that's about it for the Laika account. Like I said, we're making tons of rune progress, we're building lots of monsters, and we're constantly trying to speed up and make our team more consistent in Giants. I'm going to make another 6-star, which is actually probably not going to be Galleon the more I think about it, just because Galleon really doesn't need it. You can see he doesn't die here, so I mean, that's probably the most Galleon's going to get hit in Giants besides a Revenge proc on a defense break, but I mean, that's unavoidable anyways. So we're going to 6-star somebody, we're going to work on improving our runes, and we're also going to work on potentially 6-starring some new fun toy to play with. So that's about it for this episode of I Laika Oreo. If you guys enjoyed, please let me know in the comment section below. If you have any questions, of course, put those down there as well. Please like and subscribe for more. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Hey guys, it's West again. If you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe for more.